right, my name is Javier Weatherspoon, and my partner Theodore and I will be debating the topic of assault weapons, and more specifically the proposed bill of the Assault Weapons Ban of 2018, which is currently presented before Congress. We support this bill and the effects it will have on our society, starting with limiting the number and types of weapons allowed to be in the possession of untrained, uncertified, and undervetted civilians. This policy would propose that the United States should ban the sale, transfer, and possession of assault weapons. And first I'll define what assault weapons are, and there's a lot of confusion on this because there's similar terms that are thrown around by people who are not gun owners or inexperienced in every way. So, and this is a big deal because these definitions, it can be as little as a $10 modification that can put you in jail for the rest of your life. So it's very clear that everybody understands these terms, and our bill will also help limit the confusion. The common terms used in legislative definitions of assault weapons include semi-automatic firearms capable of accepting a detachable magazine that also has a folding or telescoping collapsible stock, which reduces the overall length of the firearm. A pistol grip, which protrudes from the bottom of the action of the firearm, a bayonet lug, which allows the mounting of a bayonet on the front, a threaded barrel, which would allow people to attach suppressors, which would hide the flash, which kind of, it's a byproduct of firing a round that would show your location, a compensator or a muzzle brake. One increases the stability of the firearm in continuous fire, and the other suppresses the sound, not that it can't be heard, but it's significantly quieter than it normally would be. And a barrel shroud, which protects the shooter's hand because the barrel gets really hot while firing. And so that would act as one as a safety device, but another to continue rapid fire without burning yourself. These features are not to be confused with the term assault rifle, which is a fully automatic rifle, which is capable of firing semi-automatically, and that's regulated under a totally different set of laws by the ATF, which is the Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms Bureau. Now, our proposed policy would ban the sale, transfer, and possession of firearms, and assault weapons are dangerous to our communities. And this is because too many people are killed by assault weapons in the US, and most recently, we have seen this in the form of mass shootings. In Las Vegas, we saw Stephen Paddock kill 58 people and injure over 500 at the Route 91 Harvest Festival. He was using an assault weapon, and he was able to do this from 1,200 feet away. Nicholas Cruz shot 35 people and killed 17 at a high school in Parkland, Florida with an AR-15, which is America's most popular assault weapon. And in our own backyard of San Bernardino, Saeed Farouk and Tashfeen Malik shot 40 people and killed 16, including themselves. Now, this is an issue because assault weapons are too easy to obtain in the US. The main indicator that we need change is because all of those weapons used in those killings could have been obtained legally. And even in the strictest states like California, Massachusetts, New York, Connecticut, Illinois, it would take as little as 10 days to get these weapons legally. And our third reason is that assault weapons are too powerful for self-defense. The initial design for the AR-15 was a bid for the US Army. It's a military rifle. They wanted a light automatic rifle that could penetrate both sides of a bulletproof standard issue helmet at 500 yards. That's overkill. In ballistic testing, a standard AR-15 is capable of traveling through 5 walls and still delivering a lethal blow 6 inches into a ballistic dummy. An accidental discharge or a self-defense shooting would leave the whole neighborhood at risk if it went through one wall and then your neighbors or the person and the person behind them. The AR-15 and all assault weapons were designed to stop as many threats in the shortest amount of time possible, or in other words, kill as many people as possible as efficiently as possible. Now, in adopting this bill, we have to have a couple of measures in place, and so the assault weapons ban of 2018 will be effective in that we'll adopt the use of HR 445, which establishes a buyback program for assault weapons. It will allow the Attorney General to allocate funds to law enforcement agencies of a state, unit of local government, or Indian tribal governments to purchase surrendered firearms from citizens. It will have each of the following measures in place to assure that the process is fair and efficient. The law enforcement agencies will adequately advertise the program to the public so people know that they have the opportunity to turn them in. The program will only be administered by law enforcement personnel. All guns in the program will remain in police possession. And then safeguards will be in place to kind of prevent people from manufacturing their own firearms just to turn in, so that way they can collect the vouchers that they're giving out. The law enforcement agencies will have a process in place to test all the guns to make sure that they're functioning and not already disabled. And an adequate measure will be in place to destroy all guns received through the program. People who do not wish to turn in their firearms to these programs may destroy them or register them as permanently inoperable through a licensed gunsmith or a federal firearms license holder. Any person who refuses to comply with these laws can be charged with a felony possession of an assault weapon. The punishment may be determined at a judge's discretion at the state level based on circumstances, but may also be reported and reviewed at the federal level. So our bill, our proposed bill, reduced the number of assault weapon related deaths in the United States by limiting the availability of assault weapons to violent people. Ed Liefeld of Money Watch, speaking about the Las Vegas massacre, states, the complicated nature of our nation's gun laws defy anyone who is not an expert on the subject. And since each state and sometimes individual cities have different gun laws, it makes it complicated. So our assault weapons ban is simple. It will solve the issue of commonly misunderstood gun laws by banning assault weapons altogether. There are no more questions. It will reduce the number of accidental deaths stemming from high-powered rifles and accidental discharges, and it will protect innocent lives by restricting access to dangerous firearms for those who intend to kill. Thank you.